Hello there. So today I want to speak about what happens when you lose the spark and how do you get it back. There is number one. Oh, by the way, I'm Shauna White, relationship coach for spiritually awake couples. And someone had a question yesterday that I was talking with about her concern in her relationship is that the spark is missing and she feels that she's with someone that she really wants to spend the rest of her life with, but how will they make it if they can't recover the spark? So, where the heck did the spark go? And really, the most important thing when it comes to repairing the spark, I guess it's the first thing. It's not the only thing, but the first thing is inner alignment. Because, excuse me, the way the human mind, which includes the heart, is designed to function. So let's clear that up right away. Mind, when I say mind, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about your entire sphere of awareness. Mind is often used to point to the monkey mind or the noise, the ego thoughts, the chatterbox. I am using that term in a different frame because I don't know, I need a word to describe all the awareness, all the facets of awareness that we're capable of. So I'm using the word mind for that. I hope that's okay with you. So the way the mind is designed to function is in alignment with divine love. I don't know what's going on with my throat. Hang on. Okay, I think it might be better. We'll see. So the way the human mind is designed to function is in partnership with divine love energy in the center of the mind. And when that divine love energy inspires unique individual expression and the person allows that unique individual expression to flow through their awareness into their expression and freely into the realm of 3D experience, that naturally creates joy. When we don't feel joy, it's because something is throwing a kink in the works of that flow. That is the most fundamental science of the human being. Now, we can get confused because we can have an experience that feels good, that gives us a happy reaction, and we can think that that's joy, but it feels different than the way joy feels. So when we are aligned inside and that we're connected with divine love energy in the center of our being and that energy is flowing freely, we feel peaceful, we feel worthy. There's no question about our self-worth because we feel that we are love. So why would we wonder whether we are lovable when we are actually made of love in the center of our being? Peaceful, worthy, and joyful, and inspired. We have a sense of purpose. All of this is inner alignment. And when we're hooked up this way, we can show up for what creates a spark. Now, the other elements that I've noticed need to be in place for a spark once you have inner alignment, because if inner alignment is kind of dented or twisted or out of place, that stifles joy and causes causes all kinds of relationship dynamics that are difficult to process. And I'll get to that after this in a minute here. But then we also need, like, what's the substance of the connection with our partner? This is the rest of the spark. Do we admire our partner? And that is within the context of what we value, and what we value when we're aligned is in the context of what our mission is. and how we understand our connection with divine love. So that's going to affect what our um, principles are for what we admire in a partner. Sharing appreciation and also mastering the art of being present. Even if you only have like 5 minutes together, can you make that 5 minutes count by actually really being connected? It's like there's levels of connection. You could connect by saying, "Hey, how are you?" You could connect by making eye contact. You could connect by hugging. But all that is actually fairly superficial, getting closer. But can you feel the other person's energy? Can you let them see your soul? How quickly can you go to deep vulnerability with your partner, even if that this is interesting too. Can you go to deep vulnerability without having something um, emotional to talk about? These are some of the skills of being present that are needed to ignite a new now with your partner. And this is part of what I work on with couples now. So that's kind of the recipe for like what you need with your partner plus your inner alignment to keep that sparking. But there's another story to tell, which is that there are a lot of people in this world who don't know how to connect with divine love energy in the core of their being. And that is that's a to be expected condition, given that nobody's really taught this. For the most part, it's not really part of our culture to teach people how to connect with divine love, or that they even can. So there's a lot of people that don't know how to do that and don't even think about it. So what are they feeling when there's a spark, right? Well, when you first meet somebody, there's a lot of unknowns, and those unknowns are positive unknowns, and that puts people in a fresh state of mind. So that's already creating a feeling of nowness, a feeling of presence. It's not as deep as the presence that I was talking about with that. Can you go to vulnerability? That's where you're sharing your soul with your partner. It's not as deep as that, but nonetheless, it is a shift out of a dream world into sort of a dream of the now. And so that freshness is really powerful for people. And there's also a subconscious match, usually in relationships, where what you're ready to work on next, you're attracting in your partner. And that can be a pleasant thing, that could be an unpleasant thing too. But it creates a magnetism with your partner, and that magnetism can be experienced as a spark. But the spark can be lost. That kind of spark can be lost when there's a pileup of debris from, so to speak, or residues from accumulated history, and also relationship dynamics of control, pressure, trying to figure out how to be me and how to be with you at the same time, which I talked a bit about yesterday. But what happens when people don't know how to be in that interconnection with divine love, they don't know how to flow. Trying to connect with somebody becomes laden with ideas of what love is supposed to look like. Like, you're supposed to get me flowers on Valentine's Day, and if you didn't do that, well, they did that. I saw somebody else did that on Facebook, and how come you didn't do it for me? And this is just ideas and emotional reactions to ideas. I think that's kind of a coarse example, but if you want to supply your own example, I'll help you diagnose what the dynamics are underneath it. But anyway, but my point is that if we are not experiencing ourselves as a child of divine love, then what are we experiencing ourselves as? And that which we are experiencing ourselves as, instead of divine love or a child of divine love, is an identity that needs validation because it's not made of love. It's made of trying to figure out how to survive in the absence of a connection with love. And so the need for validation for that sense of self is where the request for needs to be filled comes from. And the evidence that that doesn't work, that actually applies pressure in communication dynamics, is the pushback that you get from your partner when you ask for your needs to be met. And it's kind of just, it's just the way it works. It's just the way it works. Just try it. If you haven't already tried it, just try it. Ask for your needs to be met, see what happens. And the reason that's happening is because there's a pressure instead of flow. Flow, when we're connected with divine love, we end up connecting to the mind that unites everyone. And in that place, we can find not only inner alignment, but also alignment with our partner. And that's where flow and harmony come from. It's not created by us. It's not created by compromise. It's created by God. It's created by divine love energy, which we are designed to connect with. And so that's really where harmony and joy and spark, lasting spark, comes from in relationship, is that interconnection with divine love energy. And that's why that is the most important thing that I work on with couples. And that is why that's what I'm always talking about when it comes to relationship matters. So that's it. Divine love energy. Find how to connect, get your inner alignment on, and watch the magic happen. Take care. Have a great weekend. And if you want to talk about anything relationship wise, comments, DMs, always open.